some states are winners and others lose residents. Well, Oklahoma is in 10th place for gaining residents. Texas is number one, and we saw a net increase of over 25,000 people in 2023, according to Storage Cafe, which is an online storage marketplace that caters to Americans on the move. Here to talk about the impact on home buying is Vanessa Johnson, president of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Association of Realtors. Hello.
Hey,
Okay, so we're glad you're here. A lot of people are moving, and that's great news for Oklahoma.
it is.
So why do they typically focus on Oklahoma City?
Well, they're seeing a lot of advantages of the pricing here and also the economy here and just the city and what it has to offer.
Do we know how many of those are either buying or renting when they come in?
Well, they said 39% of the people who rent for the first year actually end up buying. So they're committing to Oklahoma and they're really saying we really love it. So when they come here, but the statistics of them, whether they're buying or selling eventually, but those 39% actually end up staying and really loving it here.
Yeah, and overall, our cost of living overall is pretty good. And then we're hearing now that our home insurance is going to go up. Yikes, next year. So is our reputation for affordability still
Well, I
good?
think it is. As long as they're talking to a realtor prior to them deciding on the price point of home, it won't be a problem. That's going to be the most important thing is them understanding that, yes, our insurance rates are a little bit higher. We have a little more wind, hail, and damage here. But if you're having a conversation with a realtor, they can guide you before you go look at a house that maybe you can't afford because the insurance could definitely knock you out of that price point.
So let's talk about that then. How do you help, let's say, an out-of-state client when they're trying to figure out what they can buy and their affordability? How do you factor in the higher insurance rates and what they can afford?
So we actually start off with what is comfortable for you to buy, and then we work backwards. So it's a really easy thing to do if you know, hey, I don't feel comfortable paying more than $3,000 a month for rent or for mortgage, but we factor that in as well. And so we know that in advance, and so then they're not disappointed, and they know it up front. That's what our insurance prices are. They went up 38% this year, so and it was very unavoidable.
Wow, 38%, that's huge. So, a lot of people like laymen will get onto, the different online realty websites and they'll see, oh, this is only 2,000 a month or whatever their rate is, 1,500, whatever, not factoring in the insurance, not factoring in the property tax, everything that goes into it. So, but would you say with the advancement of virtual tours that people can do online, do you ever have any clients that buy sight unseen?
I absolutely do. I had a soldier buy while he was in Afghanistan here
Wow.
recently. And as long as you have a trusted advisor and somebody who could walk it and smell it and know whether or not you
Yes.
had some chickens living next door and all the things, you don't want 10 roosters living next door. But all those things are really important. So it is very important that you have a realtor on boots on the ground.
Yes, that's really true. What is his name, who you helped
Mhm.
from Afghanistan?
Oh gosh, you're gonna put me on the spot.
Whoever you are, thank you for your service.
Oh,
That's all
thank
I
you so
wanted to
much. I'm
say.
so sorry. A little bit of nerves.
That's okay.
I
You're
love
doing
you.
great. Okay, so what should be on every home buyer's list when we want to buy our new home?
Well, you should really understand like what you want, what you need, and what your future holds. Like, and people don't think outside of the box. They say, I might want a big kitchen, but then they think about the backyard. They haven't had children yet. They don't know how many rooms they're going to need. And it's really good to like go through a buyer's consultation with a realtor to talk you through all the things that you just don't know you need because you just don't know until you know.
Right. There's so many things, like you said, even the smell of it, that is so important.
Oh, so important. I always say I have to smell it to sell it, and people are like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "No, but for real, I really do because you may not smell it, but when somebody comes in, and there's some things you could do to avoid it, but I mean, you need to know, like whether or not it's because cleanliness is really important to
It
people.
really is.
Yeah,
Right there with you.
mhm,
All right.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
of
We
course.
appreciate you being here. And
Thank
for more
you.
information on listings and realtors, you can go to realtor.com.